Hi, this is Cierra Jackson with Columbus Connection, and today we have Sam Mitchell. Hi, Sam. How you doing?
How you doing, young lady?
I'm great. It's so great to see you in Columbus.
Well, I'm happy to be home. Anytime I can come home and spend an extended amount of time, see my family, see my mom, and be at this camp with Mark, my best friend, for, I don't know, all going on 40 plus years. It's just always a blessing and a pleasure to be home.
Yeah, I think it's awesome to see you all's friendship, knowing that you started at Columbus High as
Yeah.
basketball players. Now, I'm a fellow Blue Devil. And
Absolutely.
I played basketball too. Now, I didn't go to the NBA or college like you all did, but it definitely was cool to be a fellow Blue Devil. But go ahead.
No, absolutely. I mean, I look at Columbus High School where it is academically, and to me, that's the most important thing. The basketball and all that stuff is great, athletics, but at the end of the day, it's got to be about the education, and because as Representative Karen Smile said all the time, that's your pathway to upward mobility.
Right, and how have you been able to tell the attendees at the camp this year to be more engaged, not just in basketball, but in life outside of basketball?
Well, we try to remind them, I played until I was 40, and I'm 55 now, so I still have a lot of life left. So what are you going to do?
Right.
And you need your education. You need that degree in your back pocket, because it tells people that you are able to commit to something, to finish it, to see it through, and you're capable of learning different things and new things. And so, we want these kids to enjoy basketball or whatever sport they participate in, because there's a lot of things that you learn through sports. Teamwork, how to work well with others, how to make sacrifices. And we try to get them to understand that in corporate America, a lot of people like former athletes because it teaches all of those things that it does to make a good company, because you have to come together and work together. So we try to use basketball from a standpoint of teaching these kids how to work well with others, because it's going to prepare them for the real world.
Now, you mentioned working with a team and having a teammate. Now, Mark was your teammate.
Yes.
How is it being able to work with a teammate but also a friend and being able to come back to your hometown?
Well, he's kind of like my coach. He probably one of the first people that saw something in me that others or myself didn't see. And so he's slash, I don't know, a surrogate dad,
Brother.
uncle, a big brother,
Right.
a coach. He's been all those things, not just to me, but a lot of other people. And he's just been a blessing in my life. And I tell people all the time, I feel bad because in my mind, and I go to my grave saying this, he was a much better basketball player than I was. But because of circumstances, injuries and things of that nature, and just the luck of the draw, he wasn't able to fulfill that part of his dream. But the thing that I remember, when I first signed my first NBA contract, first person I called was him. And because he understood the journey that we both went through and what we was trying to accomplish. And he started crying, and when he went in the house, his wife asked him, "Is everything okay? Why are you crying?" He said, "Well, Sam signed an NBA contract." And he said, "Well, why are you crying?" Because he understood what it takes to reach that level, and he was just so happy for me. And it's hard to find people in your life that when something good happens for you, they're just as happy and sincere about it, and they feel just as good for themselves. So it's just been a blessed life for me to have a friend like that, and he's just been a lot of things to me. And then to come back and do this camp, it was his idea first to start this camp,
really?
and it was his idea to name it SaMarc, to put my name first, and he's just the giving thing. And I remember the number one thing he told me about the camp was that we're going to get just as much out of this camp as the kids are. And he's been right. So for 15 years, we've been doing this, and we love it. It's we don't look at it as work. It's something that we just enjoy doing, and to see the kids and the smile on their face and all the other things that we do, it's just, we feel blessed and fortunate to be able to come home and do this.
Wow, it sounds like you all have a lot of mutual admiration for one another.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's just been like I said, when you meet someone in the 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, and they take an interest in you, and he was the basketball star in the city of Columbus, in the state, and a lot of people he could have chose to befriend, and I was this shy, timid young man with no confidence, and I couldn't believe that he chose me to be his friend of all the people that want to be his friend. But he said he saw a little bit of him in me, And he used to tell me all the time, he was always the little brother in his house, and he always wanted a little brother, and I kind of became his little brother.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you mentioned is that mentorship is not one directional, but it actually moves both ways. What are the things that you feel like you might have learned from your attendees here in the camp?
Well, the thing that we try to apply with the kids is that, you know, we're all in this together. We all want to see each other achieve, and no one becomes successful on their own. They're going to need a hand up. And so that's the thing that we always try to drill into these kids, is that it's not always about you. You know, it's about all of us and stuff. And so, and Mark is a classic example of that. And just so many people that's involved in this camp, he's touched and mentored. And what I've tried to do, and people ask me, you know, because I try to mentor guys when I was playing and coaching in the league, and they asked me why I took the time to do that, because someone did it for me. You know, and that's the only thing I know. And I look at Grant where he is today. I look at a lot of these kids that come back and work in the camp and are in college playing basketball, or just in college getting a great education, and it just makes you feel proud. Not that you had such a big part of it, because they have to do the work, but you at least help guide them and get them on the road, the right path to have a successful life.
Yes. So this is the year of the woman in our political climate.
Yes, it is.
And there are a lot of great things that are happening with women and women empowerment. One of the things that I love about your camp is that it's not just for guys, but it's also for girls too. How have you been able to engage more women to be a part of this camp?
Well, I have 4 daughters, and Mark has 2. So we kind of run, and we have wives, so we kind of run by women at the end of the day. But again, it's been too long when you talk about equal pay, equal opportunity, people value. If you have a job to do, with male or female, everybody, whatever that pay rate is, everybody should be paid the same. Everybody should be shown the same level of respect, because at the end of the day, if the job don't get done, it's going to be, I tell people this all the time, whether you pay me $100 or $1, you still going to expect me to do my best.
That's right.
And if the job entails paying $100, then regardless of your race or your gender, you should be compensated that much. That's only fair. And if this country is going to live up to what we claim to be, or what we say we're all about, then it's got to be fair for everyone. And it should be about, Martin Luther King said it the best, it should be who you are as a person and what you bring to the table, and nothing else should matter.
Right, so true. And you are an incredible person yourself. You also were an NBA Coach of the Year. You're the coach of the Toronto Raptors. How do you feel about the Toronto Raptors winning the championship?
I was excited. I was actually there. I did a lot of games for TSN. I did the finals for TSN. I still have a lot of people in that organization that when I coached there, that worked there, that assisted me. And I felt a sense of pride. I was first coach to put a division banner in the Raptors, and I felt like that we all played a part. Every coach that came through there and got to that point, and then obviously Masai Ujiri, the general manager, and Nick Nurse, the current coach, took them across the finish line. But I felt like all the coaches prior to that, we started that winning culture. It has to start somewhere, and I felt like I was the first coach there to win any type of division championship or any type of title to get them on that path. And so I felt a certain amount of pride, a little bit. Obviously, the majority of the credit goes to those guys, because they've done the heavy lifting and got them across the finish line. But it has to start. That seed had to be planted, and I feel very fortunate and blessed just to be a small part of their success.
Awesome. Well, from one Blue Devil to another, it is always great to see you.
Absolutely.
Successful.
Go Blue Devils.
Yes. And we'll be right back with another Blue Devil, Mark Upshaw, so stay tuned.
Very good. Very good.